Hey everybody, Brian here, quantlabs.net. Okay, so what I'm about to show you, a couple of big takeaways from this, is the reason why I do this is just so that you understand how crypto is the better place to put your capital. Couple of things, just put up on my chat server, quantlabs.info, how real estate and gold will eventually get eclipsed by crypto, namely obviously Bitcoin. The market cap of crypto Bitcoin is getting bigger and bigger. It's now at 3 trillion. Not very long ago it was at 2 trillion. It is growing immensely as more institutional money is poured into it. The other big thing that's happening is let me show you here. Here on Yahoo Finance, somewhere in there, I'm sure there'll be news about the inflation talk, and as a result, that means that the best two hedges right now are gold and Bitcoin. And you know, I've seen a couple of articles now on my on that newsroom I put up where they say that crypto, at least Bitcoin, is going to be the ultimate hedge to preserve wealth because everything else is going to come down in price. So what I'm going to show you now is that is happening on the long term. Okay, and I'm going to show you also what's going on with the U.S. economy and who's getting what in terms of the wealth gap between obviously the wealthy and the have-nots, the haves and the have-nots. So let's look at the overall markets right now. So you can see a lot of red going across the market indices, including oil. Gold is up. Obviously, it's a safe haven. Silver's up. To be honest, you're not going to make a lot of money in crypto. Bonds are always much lower. Crypto here is down, and we know about that. I've shown charts that clearly show how over the long run either Bitcoin, Ethereum, and any of the altcoins can easily blow out total returns over a long period of time as these assets grow, namely in crypto. And of course we got the international as well. So that's the state of what the markets are in right now. So let's get over the charts. Now this is MotoWave. I'm using Oanda data. And what you'll see here in the long run, I've been using monthly views just to show you just generally how things are looking. So if you were to hold something like what you would consider a safe haven currency, like here the Swiss franc, if I was to show you the monthly view here, you can clearly see it's been pretty well dead. So that's when I'm saying that the currencies are losing value over the long run. That goes all the way back to here 2002. January 2002, it's been declining or just been flat. And flat since October 2011. Here's Mexico. Okay, again, monthly view. Right? So this one's doing well, and it's going up. There is certain countries that do very well if you were to follow this path and hold it. Namely, it would be in Hungary, India. These are the economies that are growing. And I've just shown you, Switzerland, or at least the currency, not doing too good. So keep that in mind. Okay. So let me just see here. All right, so let's look at Australia. Australia always comes out on top for whatever reason. The Australian market's been on a rally, and that's all related around the lockdown since October here. And again, monthly view says it all. So monthly view is looking pretty good. In fact, right here, the pandemic, but everything's come back. But the amount of liquidity thrown in the market from the central bank here, that slope now starts to build up faster. And that's where if you're participating in that, you'll build your wealth faster. A lot of people are not doing that. And if you're trying to do it through an ETF or something, you're probably going to be paying in fees. So you're not going to reap the full benefit of that. Here's China. It's all over the place. It had its little moment where it was rallying. And I was getting kind of excited. I was thinking maybe it's going to be long term, but again, it's been in a downturn since October 24th. So let's look at the monthly chart. Here we're seeing some nice waves here, trending up, looking good comparatively to the U.S. I think China 50 will be better long term, because as far as I know, well, I could be wrong on it, but you got to ask yourself how many trillions of dollars that are put into their economy to get the same sort of benefits that the West is, namely in the U.S. But we'll compare that to. It looks like we'll compare that to Germany, or sorry, to Japan as an example. So you can see here, it's probably going to be on an upswing now if China continues. Obviously, it depends on the global virus. Here, Deutsche 30. This is the performance of that market, monthly view, steady and up. But the thing is, it didn't get hit so hard with this virus. But on the other hand, it hasn't grown either. So here's an interesting one I find quite interesting is the euro Turkish lira. I think this Turkish and Turkey generally is just getting stronger. These are the emerging markets you hear about. And again, to confirm that, all you gotta do is just do that. You can see the steepness of how Turkey is really coming around as an economy. And that's where your growth is. That's been fairly consistent within Turkey, and the wealth is in places like Turkey. Poland, British pound in Poland, same pattern as the Chinese, increase, decrease, whatever. But let's look at that monthly chart here. Flat, there's no growth. Here, Japan 22.25, flat again. Basically, let's look at the monthly view here. So that's been doing pretty good. And again, this is all courtesy of basically borrowed money, thrown in, money that's being created out of thin air, capital put in the economy, and it just expands because it becomes more liquidity, more investments, better returns, da da da. Now, at some point, I have no idea how long this will go on for. Natural gas, just really wild ride. Again, we talk about the inflation trade. If there was inflation in natural gas, we'd be seeing it consistently, but obviously it's up and down. So, here's your monthly view. It did go up, but it's coming back down. So inflation at the wholesale level on futures contracts really isn't impacted as you would think, as they want you to believe. Netherlands, another economy. This is probably one of the better performing in the Europe. Look at that return right there. That's very good compared to like a place like Germany. I'm not going to look at those. Soybean, another one. Flat. This is like a base farm agricultural product. It's been declining and it's been flat. It's been declining since September 15th here. So again, where is this inflation trade? It did rally up until here of May and it's dropped back. So when you hear about inflation, it was long here. Okay? Sugar, same thing. Very flat lately. Okay? This is probably going to start to move up one of two ways. I'd be loading up right here at the critical point because it could continue to move up. It's not as steep as back in 09 and 10. We've seen this already. Now this is another emerging market that's doing really good. See, this has been rallying USD Hungary. Been really good. Now, if the U.S. or any of these Western countries and their currencies in dollar, we'd be seeing some strength, but we're not. We're seeing them in the emerging markets. So this country's been doing really good. Monthly view, not as good and not as strong as Turkey, but still nice trend up since 2009. So that's where wealth is going. And I think I showed Mexico. Let's see here. I think I showed them. Okay, monthly view. Yeah, so it's pretty steady. I mean, outside of this price increase here, back in May and then dropped back, but looks like Turkey's the place to go. Now here's silver. So we know about the hard metals, the precious metals are the place to go for growth. This is the British pound, so it is rising, the price, because of uncertainty of the markets. So that's where that goes. Silver in Hong Kong, silver in Singapore dollar, Canada dollar. But let's go with silver in British pound. Let's just say, how's that been doing? Did move up, no doubt about that, during the financial crisis in 08, 09. Came back down, slightly up. Did move up a little bit during the virus. And then here it is, it's been very flat. So silver's not your best option no matter who, what, why, and where. Because as I said, the charts never lie. The charts never lie. But people never get that. But that's okay. It's not my money. People don't like hearing the truth, right? So here's Hong Kong, Australia Hong Kong dollar. This would be a really good reflection on how China is doing. Because obviously China has pretty well taken over Hong Kong now. So let's see how that's been doing. Decline, flat. No. Australia, New Zealand, been declining here since October 13th. Monthly view. Boom. Same as the USD Swiss franc. It's died, and now it's pretty well dead. That's since 2013. So back to the currencies, as I said. Back to the currencies, as I told you. Everything's dying. Everything's dying. Everything around you is dying, except for the emerging markets, and pretty well crypto is doing very well in the overall space, and that's why it's dying. A lot of it has to do is that these morons running these banks and the politicians that have pretty well abused the privilege of having a central bank, have abused the credit of and the reputation of those banks. And this is what's going on. This is very no performance, no wealth building. As I've shown you, it's in Turkey, it's in Hungary, emerging places. Mexico as well. Australia, New Zealand. I could go on and on and on. Anyways, back to the screen. Okay, let's see. So we looked at China 50. Let me just make sure. Even China's getting hurt. I mean, on the monthly. Actually, yeah. So I've shown this. But it's a wild ride to get there. I'd rather do Steady Eddie. Turkey looked good, man. Turkey looked good. Now, look at this. This is the reputation of the bonds. Deutsche 10-year Bund in euro. Look at this. Decline, flat. Okay. It is increasing. And why? It's debt. Debt. Deutsche 30 markets been steadily rising. That's good. You can definitely reap the benefit of that, no doubt. But that's just because of the fake money being poured into the economy. Euro Australia, Euro New Zealand, let's see that. Again, same pattern. Decline, dead. Monthly view. Decline, dead. Really. I mean, the peak here is in 09, and that's where it just died off. Euro and Poland, it's all over the place, but the 1 monthly, I do like this view. It did move up, that was quite good, but look, it's been flat since. Euro and Poland, that is. Now, okay, so I think this is the same. Euro against the Turkish lira, nice steady, even on a short-term view since September 22nd. Monthly. Really, we've seen that. Now let's look at the euro and South Africa. Declining, moved up, blah, 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 all over the place. Monthly view. Like China, up and down, but it's trending up. Okay, here's another market here, France 40. That looks like it's in a rally. Short term, that's looking not too bad, but we know about the debt situation in France, very subpar performance. Up until the virus, and then it started to shoot up like crazy. I mean, to play the markets, I still think that the U.S. is your better place. Obviously, And British pound against the New Zealand dollar. Let's check that out. Monthly view. Just declining and dead. This is the West. Unfortunately, this is fundamental. You cannot escape. British pound against the Rand, the South African Rand. Monthly view. Let's look at that. Again, same idea. Had a really good run up until here of whenever in 2016, probably political. Decline, started moving up again. Let's see Hong Kong 30. This will be interesting. Very flat. Monthly view, really going nowhere over the last number of years, so whatever. India is a very exciting country, I have to tell you. It's been very flat, but look at this. This has been like monster rally. Okay, look at that, how little it dropped during the pandemic or during the virus, and look at how it's just been straight up. Now, I don't know the debt level of India, but this is very exciting. I think Turkey and India look really good on a long-term basis. Let's see here. Okay, Singapore. Everyone's going to think, oh, Singapore is awesome because that's where all the wealthy go. Well, let's check it out. It's been short-term, a little bit of a rally. Not much trend there. Monthly view. Again, big drop, and it's been stable. Okay, and that's for the last, January 10, 2011. Let's see here, what else we got? Soybean, let's see, we've already seen soybean. Sugar we've seen. Here's another good one. Taiwan. October 21st. Nice steady little rally there. Monthly view. Wow, look at that. And this is the problem right here. It's just the recent activity with the saber rattling out of China on taking over and reclaiming Taiwan. That's, who knows, but it's really affected them. It's too bad. Okay, let's look at UK. 10-year bond again. Where have I seen this before? Decline, flat, and it's starting to go up a little bit. That's probably out of concern on the markets. Let's see how the monthly view is. Well, it's up and down, and it's, well, I wouldn't want to hang on to it long term. Let's see Czechoslovakia, or is it Czech that I'm thinking of? Sorry. Very flat, really. I mean, it's wavy like whoever's hair. See, this country has potential, but it's just like kind of like, well, not really. It's USD Czech, and then here USD Japanese yen. Okay, so this is a safe haven trade, remember? So rally up until from here September 27th to October 15th, and very flat. Now let's look at the monthly view. Okay, that's not too bad. Rally 2013, it's been flat. So overall, not a very strong economy. Now, here's Sweden, USD in Swedish. Look at that rally. That's when the markets did tank, I guess, most recently. But how has the monthly chart been doing? Steadily up, but very, very wild. Thanks, but no thanks. Now let's look at Thailand. This had a really strong rally up until about here, October 7th, and just been steadily on a decline. Now this is USD and Thai baht, okay? So let's look at what's been going on. Very flat and some growth. I don't know. Let's look at silver again. Australian dollars rallied. Really big rally there. I think that rally, again, that's silver in Australia, just due to the lockdowns. That was November. Well, that's before the pandemic. But again, I'm not sure on those. But we have here silver, platinum, and so on. Okay? That's the general consensus of the so-called performers. Okay? So they're really good examples. But let's look at some other ones. Oil. Increase up until here, rally. That's up until October 20th. It's been fairly flat and range bound. Here's the problem. This is rally because the morons of Congress and the government and the White House, you decide to get rid of pipelines, oil pipelines that made the U.S. independent. Okay, but you gotta get oil from somewhere, so they import it in. That happens here, and now it stabilizes, and now they beg for OPEC to increase their supply, and I don't think they're going to do it, and then prices go up. So that's what drives that right there. Let's look at another one. Soybean we looked at. Copper was another interesting one. This is a dust base of metal. This is in same as with China and its input of product material into product. So it's been in decline. So that means less product is being ordered. That's since October 17th, probably due to the global sickness, as I call it. And let's see what else there is. So that's copper. Let's look at the monthly view. Big rally there, but it's come back. So inflation, right? That's since May, I believe. Yeah, May, August. So that's dropped off. I forgot to do this with oil as well. Let's look at that on the monthly view. So again, rallying. Okay, but it rallied back here, 2016 up to 18, and then off it goes. And I think this is all due to when the U.S. started to get more independent on oil, and their imports dropped. So as a result, that affects the price of oil, and up it goes. Euro USD standard flat, decline flat. Let's look at the monthly. All the way back to 2003, peaked here, 2008 August, and there's been a steady decline since. Okay, and that's it. Now, one other one that's important to watch for is the reliable one. XAU, which is gold and silver. Very reliable indicator. You can see it's been very flat, so there's not much going on. This is the point when you know. Let's look at the daily view. So you can see it's very accurate. Let me do the weekly. So here, you can see here in January 20th, it spikes, okay, because of the virus, drops back, kind of goes flat, starts to build a little bit. It's all related around the global medicine and the virus, the global sickness and all that. But look at the monthly view. This is how accurate this thing goes, okay? This is a big deal. So we're going all the way back here to 2005, December. Financial crisis comes along, spikes a little bit, falls back, and it's been a steady incline since. So this is what we could look at as risk in terms of how debt of all the West and how it's affecting this ratio. And it's a very good factor because as it climbs, it affects the overall performance of all the Western countries, including the U.S. and wherever else. So the more they think that they can print money or whatever, it's going to do well. And you can clearly see it's taken us to the risk level and beyond the risk level and the peak level of 2008. Probably it's now blown through that since February 2016. And then it started to really spike up in February there, and it's dropped back. But look what's happening. It's dropped back because of the amount of debt that they put in to the market. And look what's happened now. It's starting to rise up again. It'll go up a little bit, come down. That's all based upon the medicine we're supposed to take. But a couple of things that we can watch for in this market is this. There's this one right here, real-time debt clock. This is for the U.S., okay? So essentially, this is the official amount of money that the U.S. owes at $28 trillion. That is bonkers. Okay, that is bonkers. So when you look at the economy, and I don't care who, what, why, and where you read, but the politicians, the a-hole politician, doesn't matter what side of the argument you're on. You have a country here of 323 million people. Here's the amount of taxpayers that you have in the country for the U.S. 126 million people. So you have almost 1/3 of the population carrying the pay tax against 200 extra thereabouts of people living off of, call it the government, off the street, I don't know. But you only have roughly 1/3 of the population paying friggin' tax. Okay, so you have right now, as you can see here, 153 million people. Okay. So at some point, something's going to have to blow up just looking at this. I mean, you can look at, it's crazy. Median income at $35,000. On and on I can go on. Okay, but the other thing we need to look at is the U.S. Debt chart. Okay, since when? So this is the best one, tradingeconomics.com. So we're going all the way back. Let's say max right here. Look at this. Now, this is also including wars. Okay, this is when the states went to war: Vietnam, Korea, and so on. But look at the debt. All right, we're looking at only. I have no idea. But look at it. 1995, 5 trillion. Okay, that's very manageable. But look at how it's sped up, and that slope. Okay, so. Like, I mean, that's messed up. Even if you look at, let's say, the last 10 years. Look at it. It's been a steady incline. Nothing's being done to control this thing. Nothing. And look, it just accelerates since 2020. Thank you very much, you a-holes of the government and the a-holes that put them there. We have the same problem here in Canada as well. But you could probably put that out there right across all of Europe. But look how it accelerates. And you cannot tell me it's got anything to do with the global sickness, because, you know, as I've shown you, you only have 1/3 of the population really paying tax. Right? So now they're going to pull out their asses credit. And that is accelerating. This is why we have the problems. And at some point, it'll blow up, and it's going to affect, well, it has affected the US dollar, as I've shown in the charts. So, good night, Charlie. And this is why crypto's there, and that's why crypto's really taken off. And that's why crypto is building up wealth very quickly. Okay? You cannot argue this. You cannot argue this data. I don't care about these modern money theory and all that garbage. Because this is real, okay? This is why they want to have a great reset to financially start over, and doesn't really change behavior at all, okay? So that's the scary part about all of this stuff. So crypto is your option, your only option, okay? If you want to know more, get on my newsletter, get some PDFs while you're at it, Trade Like a Boss, fill it out, quantlabs.net/contact. Also, I've got my chat server as well. I put up some interesting info, quantlabs.info on that as well. What more can I tell you? Charts don't lie. And maybe we might see you in another video. Thanks for watching.